question. Here we are in beautiful San Francisco, and we're here at the press intro of the Golf Mark VII.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
What makes the Mark VII better than the Mark VI?
Well, with golf, it's a permanent evolution. It has been for the last 40 years. And with the latest generation, we are introducing more space, more power, but less weight and less fuel consumption, to sum it up in one sentence.
So that's pretty good. So it's bigger,
Yeah.
it's safer,
Uh-huh.
it's faster, it's cheaper.
Yeah, it's also cheaper. We didn't lower the base price, but what we did is add a lot more content to the vehicle. So standard equipment has gone up. You also have a larger variety of golfs available. For instance, we have replaced the 2.5 now by a 1.8 TSI engine. That gets you a better fuel mileage of 6 miles per gallon right away. At the same end, you have the high torque over a broad rev range. Then there is the TDI engines, of course, the clean diesels that we've been very successful with lately. And there's also an e-Golf that you can see right behind me, which is being introduced by the end of the year.
So let's see. So you've got the base Golf, you've got the GTI,
Exactly.
you've got the TDI, the turbo diesel, you've got the electric, the e-Golf, and there's also Sportswagen. So that's 6 variations on the Golf.
Exactly.
Is that because people like the Golf and so you're trying to build on the brand?
It is a whole family. Internationally, the family is even bigger, but this is the set that we foresee to be most successful here in America. So with about 30 million Golf that we have been selling so far, it's one of the most successful products in the automobile field. And with what we have here in the 7th generation, it can only be offered through such a wide spread because it is based on one common matrix, and that's called the MQB.
So basically the same platform. You can build these cars and you can put a GTI engine in one and a diesel engine in the other and a battery pack in the other.
What sets the platform apart from a matrix, which we have achieved now, is that you can reuse certain modules like engines, powertrains in general, and electronic architecture, and bring it from one model to the other without having to redevelop it. So therefore, special versions are much more feasible than they have been in the past, and therefore the product variety is much bigger.
What's your favorite one? If you had to pick one of those, which one is your heart drawn to?
Personally, I'm a diesel guy.
Are you really?
Yeah, if you see the range that you get out of it, the torque that you get out of it, also the smoothness and the quietness, and of course the DSG transmission, which shifts hardly noticeable, that's really my pick.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I love the 6-speed GTI. It's great that you're making them still in manual transmissions, because I think in the press conference you said that only 20% of your customers go for the manual, about.
Yes, but never underestimate. The US is the largest market for GTI worldwide,
Really?
and therefore even the 20% is 4,000 cars right there. So it would be stupid not to offer a manual, of course.
Yeah, and it's great that when everybody else is moving away from manuals and hatchbacks, that you're still offering, the Golf in the way that it was originally designed. What's your kind of favorite new feature in the entire lineup, personally?
What I like is the new DCC system that lets you change the damper setting. So sometimes you got great curvy roads and you want to get a lot of feedback from the road. You want to really feel the road, and therefore the damper setting can be tight. And in other situations, you're going on a bad highway, there are a lot of cracks, a lot of holes in between, then you need rather soft damper setting. So this lets you push it, this lets you choose it on the push of a button.
That's that mode where it's a sport, normal. That's
Exactly.
Where it lets you change the
Exactly.
damper setting. And it also, I noticed it also firms up the steering.
That's correct. Yeah. So it's a whole set, and this set is activated just by a push of a button.
Yeah, that's nice. And it actually does something. Because in the old days you had those, you know, it said sport, normal, and comfort.
Yeah.
It didn't do much. It just, you kept it in normal.
Yeah, well, it has to do with the system that's behind it. What we do is we can actually change the diameter of the damper valves. And in other competitor systems, that's not the case. They just change the magnetic portions within the damper oil, and that sets it apart from our system.
Now I got to ask about the R. Is that coming as well?
Yes, it's coming as well.
Okay.
So just wait until the end of the year, and it will also be there. We have just introduced the product in Europe, and the American model is going to come a couple of months later here also in the United States.
And is one of the reasons that the cars are as inexpensive as they used to be because you're making in Mexico? Does that make it cheaper? Because you move production from Germany to Mexico.
Yes, you need to consider we cannot overcome the currency ups and downs between euro and dollar. So what our strategy is on a worldwide level is producing the cars in the place where they are sold. So our Puebla plant in Mexico sells not only to North America but also to Latin America, and therefore it makes sense to not only have the car plant there but also the engine plant, which is Silao, which has been opened early last year. They, for instance, make the 2-liter engine that the GTI powers.
Yeah, and there's a performance version of the GTI car, right? You can get
That's right.
more horsepower. It goes from 210 to 220.
Right, not only more horsepower, but you also get a variable differential lock. So that lets you apply more torque to the outer wheel when accelerating out of a curve. And we've tested that system on a Nürburgring track, and that is good for 8 seconds on the Nürburgring. So it really helps to get even more performance on the road.
Yeah, you know, I drove the one without the performance package, and it felt fine. I mean, there's a little bit of torque steer, but nothing noticeable.
Yeah.
So this just makes it a little bit more sharper, is what you're saying.
Of course, it's a still front-wheel drive car, and superior to the GTI would then be the Golf R, which is a 4-wheel drive system, and will have about 290 horsepower.
Yeah, that's going to be bad. Badass.
That will be.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I know you got to get back to Germany. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me.
Thank you so much.